and you can use that technology to do such, then you can look at the player and evaluate and scout and see it for yourself. And they've done that at the professional scouts, teams who still employ scouts to move throughout professional baseball have done that. That's kind of what professional scouting has turned into, and that's kind of what advanced scouting has turned into as well.
Yeah, I was going to say advanced scouting, for people that aren't, there are professional scouts, right? So if the Brewers are going to play the Mets in 10 days, they're going to send their advanced scouts to see how the Mets are playing. Who's hot, who's not, who's throwing the ball well, who's pitching well, what pitch are they going to in pressure situations. Advanced scouts are also looking for people to trade for. Wow, I've seen this guy all year. He's not getting a lot of time. I think this would be a good guy to trade for. So, there's professional scouts, there's MLB scouts, and then there's also organizational scouts, and it is two kind of separate entities. One is for players that are already in the big leagues, and the others is trying to get players there.
Yeah, and advanced scouting for the most part has, and I apologize to the audience for not for not filling them in if they don't know that there are tiers and different levels, if you will, of scouting. There's the professional scouting side. Some teams don't even employ advanced scouting anymore. If they have advanced scouting, it's more so done via video, or it's, say, I don't know, some kind of coach, whatever you want to call it, a fancy 20th century type name for that type for advanced scouting. And there's the amateur scouts too. Now, again, teams still employ a lot of scouts in general, and you can make the argument that amateur scouting is the hardest out of all of them. That's why there's, I think, more of them. Professional scouting, while it is hard, there is a little bit of a cheat sheet, so to speak, or something you can go off of, because those players have the tools, at least 1, 2, 3 tools that they can play and utilize and play at the next level with those tools. Amateur scouting is very hard, and we've talked about that before, how amateur scouts are being cut. So now I've understood from you that you would not cut scouting, or if you would cut scouting, you would pay them more money. You'd put together a good crew of the best, or at least try to, and utilize the technology to make their lives easier, right?
Yeah, right. So they could be they can maximize their potential as scouts too. Or you could just do what the Rays do and then just copy that blueprint.
But the Rays are going to have to follow if this were the case, and if Major League Baseball ever went through with this of capping off-field spending, the Rays would have to come up with a new blueprint. By the way, speaking of the Rays, you bring them up. I know this for a fact. The Tampa Bay Rays still have two advanced scouts that go on the road and watch teams in person, their future opponents.
Yeah.
So for as much as people want to say that the Rays are analytically inclined and that they're advanced in all of these areas, they still have some of those old school principles that they utilize. By the way, one of the best teams in all of baseball.
Heck yeah, they are.
All right. Well, so now we know what Jake GM would do. Jakey GM.
Now we know. We'll see when that happens.